everyone, Fluffycat here and welcome to Cinderella Phenomenon. Before we begin, don't forget to comment, like, and hit the subscribe button with your tongue. And now, let us begin where we last left off. Well, we'll worry about that later. Right, we have time later to discuss the specifics of everything, but right now, we need to get out of here. Right, everyone is keeping the guards and witches busy for you, princess. I'll distract Mythos. Julie, I'm counting on you to get the princess to safety. That's why I'm here, princess. Can you guide me through the palace? I don't know, but I'll give it my best. Best, not best. I cannot just leave everyone here. Don't worry, Garland is seeing to saving your family. No, I cannot just leave everyone in the Martian here to do things for me. Catherine, we cannot afford to lose you. I told you I would do anything to protect you, and I will. The sooner you're safe, the sooner we'll have the advantage. You are the legitimate heir to the throne, and the next Tannenbaum bearer. You cannot let yourself remain in Mythos' hands. The situation is indeed most dire, so for now we must hurry. I nod my head feebly. Without another word, the three of us head towards the door. Dolores exits first and stops immediately. I almost run into her. I glance through the doorway and see Varg waiting just outside, holding a blade across Dolores' neck. What are you doing? Dolores holds up her hand and deflects the sword as it slides harmlessly past her neck. Varg slides away, still holding out his sword. His usual smirk is half-hearted at best. Get out of our way. You're awfully demanding, aren't ya? Pretty please? Oh, there's so many voices, I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with all of them. I'll do my best. No can do, my lady. Shame. Looks like I'll have to destroy that pretty mask of yours along with everything else underneath. Oh, another spell. Dolores holds up her hand and summons a wall of electric orbs. With a flick of her wrist, she sends them rushing towards Varg, who dodges with surprising speed. Varg's movements appear sluggish, but I have seen his fast reflexes. He is playing with Dolores, even though I do not think he has the advantage. He drops the sword, and for a few moments I feel Dolores has the advantage. Then suddenly, he raises the cane he usually holds at his side and taps it on the ground. Where did they go? A burst of smoke escapes from the bottom of it, shrouding the room. An enchanted cane? You're not the only one with tricks up your sleeve. Dolores. Julie, get her out of here! Let's go, princess. Julie takes my hand in his and begins to lead me away. I turn to glance back at Dolores and Varg and realize that while Dolores is completely on the offense, Varg does nothing but dodge. It is as if he is trying to buy time for something. I banish the thought from my head as Chewie pulls me down the hallway. How rude! Haven't you heard of chivalry? Dot dot dot. I spot Karma, still in his dress, holding a sword, out at the man in front of him. When the man lunges, Karma dodges back and grunts as his back comes to the wall. I suppose chivalry is dead then. He steps off to the side as the possessed knight attacks him with his blade. The sword catches his breath, but does not hinder him from stepping forward and aiming a jab with his sword underneath the knight's armor. The knight kneels, but the sword does not fall from his hand. Karma looks up at us sharply. "What are you doing just standing there? Move!" Okay. It takes me a moment to realize just as I was frozen, so too was Chewie. His face is pale as he grabs my hand again and once again starts rushing me down the other end of the hall. Chewie's steps are wider than mine, and I have to struggle to keep up. But the further we go down the hallway, the more apparent it becomes that there are too many obstacles in the way. We pass Jurian and Garland as we move too, and they manage to clear a path for us, these knights. Will they not stop moving until Mythos is dead? I hope the king and everyone else is safe. As we pass Jurian and Garland, I tell them where the royal family is, but I have no way of knowing if the words reach their ears amidst all of the sound. I hope they hear me. Chewie? So the stab wounds in the armor that I saw earlier were from the knights themselves, but why would they battle each other? What? The puncture in the armor that we saw at the clinic, the stab wounds in the gut and at the arms. Chewie's eyes are so distant, it is as if he is looking right through me. We need to keep moving. I take his hand and lead him forward. I do not know what he is talking about, but we can talk about this later. Right now we have to escape. We are closer to the palace entrance when we see them. A group of knights stand in two lines on both sides of the hall, facing each other. At the far end of the hallway stands a gang of witches, and in between them Mythos. Oh, it's you again. Good evening. Did you enjoy your stroll around the palace? Chewie immediately moves to stand in front of me. The cloudness is gone from his eyes. But what leaves his mouth is not a demand, but a question. How could you do this? How? It was quite easy, actually. You know what I mean. Why would you make the knights fight one another? What a foolish question. Obviously, it is because they are inconsequential. Oh! On a stage, some pawns exist as easily replaceable extras. I am interested in keeping only the actors. In the grand scheme of things, the extras aren't needed. In fact, I can make them do whatever I need in order to get the best outcome. He snaps his fingers and the knights raise their swords. I tense, thinking that the knights are going to turn to us, but they never do. Here is an interlude for you to enjoy. What's going on? The knights are attacking each other? The sound of metal ringing against metal fills the air. The knights' sword arch, dive and stab. Mythos watches from behind them, the sly smile never leaving his lips. The two of us can only stand there, stunned into silence. It isn't long before we can see red. Oh gosh. The smell of blood begins to linger in the air as swords cut through flesh. Abruptly, I snap to my senses. I attempt to move forward, but Chewie remains firmly grounded. Chewie, it's okay. Chewie! Chewie, it's okay. I've heard many things about the doctor working at the clinics. I heard that he was a volunteer who had assisted in helping the injured during the Great War. I also heard that until just recently, he had been cursed. I knew immediately upon seeing you that you were that volunteer. I suppose it is unavoidable that you and the princess know each other, but to think you would be so close. Chewie just stares blankly ahead. He looks almost like he is under a spell. His eyes are glazed. I continue to call his name. His eyes follow the sword movement of the knight, and he does not even spare me a glance. Slap him. Have I unraveled the doctor? Chewie! Chewie! You need to wake up, dude. Chewie, snap out of it. Just slap him. Just look at all of these men. You cannot save all of these men dying before your eyes. Chewie, we have to get away from here. How many people you have really saved? In the grand scheme of things, you have no talent. That is why you sought help from a witch. Oh no, it's a spell! Mythos' voice is oddly calm, and I can feel some sort of presence in the air that is different from normal. A knight plunges a sword through another's gut, causing him to lose his sword. The sword skitters across the floor, gleaming underneath the moonlight. I look desperately at Chewie and realize that the magic is already working its way into him. He does not see anyone except for Mythos, who is still smiling at him from behind all of the knights. I slowly inch backwards, making a show of looking at Chewie. Neither Mythos nor Chewie seem to see me. I will protect you, Chewie. I will do whatever it takes, even if I have to kill someone. Please don't, girl. I pluck the sword from the ground and grasp it at the hilt. It feels heavy in my hands, but I ignore the weight. I rush down the hallway with the sword, wavering my way to the side so that I am out of the way of the knights fighting each other. I look squarely at Mythos. And then suddenly, Chewie's eyes flicker to me, only momentarily, but enough for me to know that he is no longer looking at Mythos in a daze. I turn back and see Chewie rubbing his hand across his eyes. Mythos snaps his fingers, and the two of the fighting knights turn and rush towards me. Oh, bitch. Chewie, why? I had stealth. I had everything. You just have to look my way. The knights managed to back me into a corner of the wall. I hold the blade out as they bear down on me and close my eyes. My hands shake on the hilt, but I stand resolute, ready for the blow. But it does not come. Moments before the knights raise their swords, I am aware of breath on my cheek and a beautiful violet eyes staring into my own. Catherine! Oh, don't tell me he's dead. But the word ends in a grasp as a blade is buried into Chewie's chest. Why? His words fade as his hand slides down on either side of me. He slumps and his head falls to my shoulder. No! Chewie, why? No! A raw sound escapes my throat as I feel the warmth leave Chewie's body. Chewie! I scream his name and he looks up, but his eyes do not see me. They are somewhere far away. Mythos pulls Chewy's body down to the ground, where it falls with a terrible thud. Inconsequential! You killed Chewy! You killed my friend! How could you? I am deaf to Mythos' words. I slump down beside Chewy, my hands reaching for his. His eyes are still open, but the light in them is gone. No. Tears stream down my face. I cannot breathe. I cannot hear my heart. Everything is quiet and dark. Chewy! Why? I just wanted to punch you. Now that the obstacle is gone, you'll have nothing left, Princess. Mythos' hands reach for me. I attempt to lift the sword, but he knocks it easily out of my hands. Are you truly the Queen's daughter? The Queen never cried. She was the strongest woman I knew. I cannot breathe and cannot stifle the sobs escaping my throat. She taught me that sentimentality was nothing to value, that it would only make you weak. I assumed you knew that too, Princess. Not anymore. But I was wrong. It will be a good thing when the Queen is back on the throne. The weak do not win. He snaps his fingers, and the witches congregate around me. Now we shall use you to bait the fairy, and then everyone else will fall. I will unravel this effort at its heart. He nudges Chewy's body. I look down at Chewy's ashen face and sob. I let the tears gather in my eyes until I cannot see anything. It's okay, Catherine. It's okay. Nothing matters anymore. It's okay. Oh gosh, the feels. The end? No!